Welcome to today's episode. We have a super exciting guest on today, Jonathan Anderson, certified franchise consultant and founder of Franchise Analyst. So, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Megan.
So, just any audience member who's just tuning in for the first time, we are Stravixed, a company that helps financial firms scale revenue and operate more efficiently. So, if you want to learn how to take your business to the next level, make sure to stick around. If you're also interested in our free growth consultation, just drop the word growth in the comments down below. Kind of just hopping in a little bit, why don't you just give us a little bit of background and, a little bit about your personal and professional journey?
Oh, absolutely. So franchising is actually my second career. About 2009, I started analyzing franchises for private equity firms, and I've been doing it ever since, doing SWOT analysis on different franchise business opportunities that are on the market. When people drive down the street, they see Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, but there's a franchise for everything out there. And I just love business systems so much. I started analyzing the franchises for private equity firms for a couple of years until I finally was able to get a role behind the scenes in franchising. And I learned from some of the greatest franchisors what it really looks like to be a great, highly respected franchise from the back end. And since then, I've helped hundreds of people sell their franchise. And I've worked with thousands of people who are going through the process in investigating a franchise opportunity so that they can either diversify or maybe make a career transition into business ownership. So that's really what I do. I help people explore franchise opportunities to make sure that they're making a data-driven decision. I analyze franchises for a living, and then I match people with a franchise or a business opportunities that's going to match their goals and expectations as a business owner.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thanks for walking us through that. So, kind of on that topic, obviously, you've been in the business world for decades, as you mentioned, and for the last 12 plus years, focused exclusively on franchising. How would you describe, the core value or your philosophy that, you bring people who are exploring franchise ownership today? Like just the core values.
Yeah, well, great question. I think my number one core value is just make sure that I'm doing the best that I can do for my clients to add value, to make sure that they're making a data-driven decision. I help educate, empower, and support them to make the best decision they can for them and their families. And I think that's important. In this day and age, there's so much information online and, on rankings of franchises and different business opportunities that everybody feels like they're trying to be sold. At the end of the day, this is a big decision for people. So I think the number one core value that I have, and this is what I set out for early in my career, in this journey, was to make sure that I'm really adding value and doing the best that I can and making it so that the success of my client is truly my mission. So whenever I sit down in front of someone, it's really just add value.
Well, that's amazing. So now I kind of want to talk about some trends that you see. So what are some trends that you're seeing in the world, the franchise world right now? And are there anything specific or any specific industries or models that are gaining specific traction in 2025?
With the advent of AI and different types of technologies, technology's taken a forefront. But I think when we really look at industries, the main industries that have really seen massive growth in the last 5 or 6 years have been health trends. There's been a big trend historic or worldwide of healthier living. Health and wellness is a trend that I believe is a great trend that should hopefully stick around for a while. Holistic health, getting away from big pharma and figuring out ways to, age more healthy and maybe even slow down aging. The anti-aging movement's been one that I've been following for a while. I guess ever since 2020, really, with, Tony Robbins' book, Life Force. It's opened my eyes a lot to, the different types of holistic medicine approaches that are out there and the new advanced technologies. So I think technology plays a part in our life and certainly is helping in sciences, but life sciences, health and wellness are, I think, the biggest upside for the future. So
good to hear. You mentioned AI, and I definitely want to talk about that a little bit because it's, what my company does. It's a really hot topic right now. You touched on it a little bit, but go a little bit deeper about where's your head at with this, and specifically where are you seeing this in your industry and more specifically your company?
In the franchising world, I think the way that AI is really helping people is it's allowing people to do things, I guess, more efficiently. It's helping duplicate the efforts of the owner and or the staff member so that it is a more seamless process. I think anybody that's ignoring AI or scared of it is going to be in trouble in the future. AI is not going to take jobs, or maybe it's going to take some, but it's also going to improve and or be able to create more jobs, hopefully in the future. And I think AI is really just helping people optimize their processes and work more efficiently towards the end goal, which is making sure that you provide high quality customer service, especially in the franchise world when it comes down to chatbots and, automated or, message bots that can answer questions on a moment's whim. I mean, we've all been through the phone tree for the last 15, 20 years, the annoying phone tree that you have to wait for it to stop speaking before you start speaking. AI is really innovating that real-time conversation and helping companies work more efficiently. That's the way I see it. So, I mean, holistically, everybody should embrace AI to a certain degree, and hopefully everybody continues to use it for good and not evil. I think that's
Mhm.
where we could get in trouble.
And where do you see this in your company specifically, Jonathan?
In my company, AI, I'm utilizing to take the spreadsheets that I've built over the years, the data that I've compiled. It all comes back to the database that you're able to compile, right? At first, it was the information superhighways coming, and then it was big data, and then it was machine learning, and now it's AI. And all of them are one and of the same, but it goes back to the data sets that you use. So for me, in my technology that I'm implementing in my daily life, I shut off the internet because the internet is full of lies. It's also full of truths, but you don't know which ones, and it's hard to disseminate that. So inevitably, what I try to do is take all the data sets that I've compiled over the years from different data points and put them into AI to help me, again, work more efficiently and to make sure that, I guess some of the research that I have could have potentially in the past fallen through the cracks. You can't remember everything in your head, but AI makes it so now I can put my brain on a computer and it'll spit out the information that I've been able to compile over the years, which is great.
That's really great to hear. And kinda is that kinda what's working for you guys right now? Kinda my question is what's working well and what's not working so well at this moment?
Well, with AI, there's so many different platforms out there. So really just trying to figure out where each platform can help me. And specifically, what's working for me is it's making my video content more efficient. If you see any videos that I put out, they are me, they are my voice, they are my likeness, they are my image, they are my words, but it's all put together by AI. And so that's helping me be more efficient in my outreach and my content that I'm putting out online. For example, instead of maybe making one video a day, I'm able to make 10 to 15. Anytime I have an idea in my head, I can voice translate into my phone or voice dictate into my phone the actual message itself, and then I can spit out a video within minutes that's going to, help me, convey my message to hopefully compel people to reach out to me and explore franchise opportunities. So
100%, yeah. It is like they say, it's AI or get left behind in this day and age. Okay, so kinda just wrapping up a little bit here, do you have any words of advice, say anyone in the audience is looking to break into the industry even? Do you have any send-offs or quotes, phrases that you like to live by or think about?
Well, I'll leave you with this. The franchise world and franchise business ownership is not for everybody. However, people that want to be in business for themselves, but not by themselves, there's a great opportunity in franchising. Not all franchises are created equal. And I think the scariest part about it is if you go to the internet, if you go to ChatGPT, it's all pulling from the internet. The internet is not going to tell you 100% the truth. The internet has a bunch of advertisements. There's no third party, unbiased rankings of franchise opportunities that are franchisee success focused. And that's where I come in. As a franchise analyst, I've been analyzing these franchises for almost 16 years now. I've called franchisees to find out the good, the bad, the ugly, the truth, how much money they're making, what their challenges are, if they would do it again, what they wish they would have known before they signed a franchise agreement. And I can help people uncover the dirty little secrets before they sign a franchise agreement. And at
Mhm.
the end of the day, franchising is a great fit. Not for everybody, but for people that don't want to reinvent the wheel, franchising could be a great opportunity. For those that want to actually break into the industry and do either what I do or start their own franchise or even be, behind the scenes with the franchisor, I'd welcome any phone call to have them understand what it takes to get in. And if there's anything I can do to help anybody get into this amazing industry, I'm here to help. So I can be found at franchiseanalyst.com, and it's free always to work with me. I never charge for any of my consultations. That's the one thing that, other than adding value, that I love about what I do is, it's pretty easy to add value when what you do is free. And then once people get to know me, they know that I've got a plethora of information and ideas from analyzing these franchises. And so, if anybody's got a business out there and they're just, struggling and they have some questions or they want to figure out ways to learn, hit me up. Let's chat. I'm more than willing to give ideas and information to people. So I love it.
100%. Yeah, I'd do it. I would love that. Everyone should do that. So, Jonathan, thanks so much for hopping on. It was a pleasure talking to you today, and thanks again.